Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all good. So in this video, we're going to be doing a comparison between two fairly similar smartwatches. They are the Amazfit GTR2 and the Huawei GT2. I'm going to be saying the number 2 a lot in this video, so it's going to be pretty confusing. So this comparison is actually being done with the GT2e. However, the only difference between the Huawei GT2e and the GT2 is that the GT2e doesn't have a speaker or microphone, so that is the only thing I need to add on to the specs to kind of get a fair comparison. So just bear that in mind. I've had the Amazfit for, I guess, a couple of weeks now, I think maybe 3 weeks, and I've had the Huawei for a couple of months. So these are two probably of the best mid-range smartwatches that feature similar tracking features, similar design, as you can tell, circular displays. So we're gonna see which one is best overall if you're trying to decide between these two. So yeah, let's get into it right now. So just in terms of specifications, we will go through each of them fairly quickly right now. Let's start with the Amazfit GTR2. The Amazfit GTR2 features a 1.39-inch color display with a resolution of 454 by 454 pixels. It has a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. The touchscreen is tempered glass, it's got anti-fingerprint coating, and it is scratch resistant. The size of the watch is 46.4 millimeters by 46.4 millimeters by 10.7 millimeters thick. The body is made of an aluminium alloy and it features 2 manual control buttons. It's waterproof to 5 meters. It features a 471 mAh battery, which can last around about 14 days on a single charge. For sensors, it features a 24/7 heart rate monitor, which also supports blood oxygen tracking. It also features an air pressure sensor, an accelerometer, a gyroscope, a geomagnetic sensor, and an ambient light sensor. It features a speaker and microphone, and in a future update, it will have access to Amazon Alexa. Now onto the Huawei Watch GT2. This watch features a 1.39-inch OLED display with a resolution of 454 by 454 pixels and a pixel density of 326 ppi. The dimensions of the watch is 45.9 millimeters by 45.9 millimeters by 10.7 millimeters thick, and it is 41 grams. For sensors, it features an accelerometer, a gyroscope, a heart rate sensor, a barometer, and a compass. The battery life is 455 mAh, which lasts around 7 to 10 days. It also features a loudspeaker and microphone. The body is ceramic stainless steel, again with scratch-resistant screen, and it's waterproof up to 50 meters. So those are the basic specs of these smartwatches, and they sound pretty similar. They have a very similar design, very similar shape. Almost identical, I think, in terms of thickness and in terms of weight. To be honest, these are two of the most identical smartwatches that I've ever used. There is not much between them. They both feature internal GPS. They both feature a loudspeaker and microphone. They both feature 24/7 heart rate monitors. They both have SpO2 trackers. I guess the only way to differentiate between two watches that are so similar is accuracy of the sensors, the tracking, and the software, the app that's involved. Let's start with the GTR2. I find the GTR2 to be very comfortable to wear. It is the lighter of the two smartwatches. It has a bright, colorful display, which is super responsive. I have no issues with it. It's just as good as my phone. There are dozens of different watch faces to choose from. Some of the watch faces are modular, so you can choose the information that's available on the screen at any one time. There is an always on mode which can be activated, and it will just display the time basically to conserve energy, but at least it does have an always on mode, which is good. There's an interesting software feature called PAI, which allows you to track general health and fitness. It basically adds up all of the exercise that you do in a day and gives you a score, and this will then be increased and decreased as the days go on, and it will encourage you to do more, to be more active, and it just gives an all-around score for your health, fitness, sleep, stress levels. The watch features around about 12 different sports modes, which is enough. It covers the main bases, and they basically all do similar things. I find the heart rate tracking to be pretty accurate. Whenever I go to the gym or work out, it seems to do a good job. And all in all, I found the GTR2 to be a great fitness tracker. The one thing that lets it down is that the GPS is not as accurate as it could be. That has been a problem with Amazfit devices for a long time. So if you are particular about tracking your running and cycling, anything outside, this is not going to give you the most accurate route, the most accurate tracking. So bear that in mind. So onto the GTR 2. This is a pretty similar smartwatch like we have seen. Again, it has an identical display, AMOLED display with identical resolution. It is a little bit thicker, but not by much that you would notice it. It's also a little bit heavier, but also feels more sturdy. It definitely feels like it's made out of tougher materials. I think this would be a slightly more rugged option. The software features are again almost identical. SpO2 tracking, heart rate tracking, internal GPS. I will say that the GPS in the Huawei is a little bit more accurate. Again, not the most accurate GPS I've ever used, but definitely more accurate than the Amazfit, which, yeah, struggles. So if that was a deciding factor, then the GPS is definitely better in the Huawei. But in terms of everything else, it's really hard to tell. The heart rate monitor in both watches are as accurate. I've not really noticed any difference. I will say that the Huawei has a lot more sports tracking modes. I think it has just dozens and dozens, and you can keep adding different ones. Yeah, I mean, there's at least 20 or 30 different ones, and it has inbuilt running courses. It has a lot more inbuilt fitness software already in the watch, so if that's something that you were concerned with, then that would be something to keep an eye on. They both have speakers and microphones, so you can use them as kind of an external phone. As long as the watches are connected to your phone, then you'll be able to reply to phone calls straight from the watches. However, the Amazfit does have a slight edge here as it features voice controls. It also, in a future update, will have access to Amazon Alexa, so it makes much better use of that speaker and the microphone. You'll be able to dictate stuff to your watch to activate certain features and to start tracking, stop tracking. So that is pretty handy actually when you're doing a workout and you don't want to have to be fiddling around with a watch. You can just use a voice to basically control your whole watch. The battery lives of both smartwatches are also nearly identical as well. I mean, you get about a week out of both depending on how much you use the GPS and all of the other features and how often you have the screen activated. So yeah, but roughly 5 to 7 days, and both of them do not take very long to charge. So which one should you get? Which one is the better smartwatch? It is quite difficult to say. I guess we'd have to look at the price. The price of the GT2 has gone down. It is the older smartwatch. It is slightly cheaper now than the GTR2, which has just been released. So there is a price difference there, is a little bit cheaper. However, I would say that the GTR2 is overall the better option. The only thing where I would not recommend the Amazfit is if you were really concerned about that GPS accuracy. The GPS is not awful. It connects very quickly and it does show roughly your route, but it will show it to an accuracy of 5 meters or so, which may not be good enough for some people. In terms of everything else, I just think the GTR2 clinches it because it is smaller, lighter. It makes better use of the smartwatch features like having voice control. Slightly prefer the menu system, which I think is a little bit more user-friendly, and that PAI software kind of health tracking is actually pretty useful. I thought it was a bit of a gimmick at first, but I've actually kind of kept track of it and trying to beat it every day, so it is something that is actually useful. So yeah, if I were to choose between these two, I would go for the Amazfit GTR 2. To make it even more confusing, there are even more versions of both of these smartwatches. There is a pro version of the Huawei, there is a cheaper version of the Amazfit, so it's just, you know, it is very difficult these days to choose what's out there, but stay tuned because I'm going to be bringing you more comparisons and different smartwatches over the next few weeks and months. So if you're into that and also some other technology, some phones, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to let me know. But until next time, I will see you around. Bye.